Hey gang, Ronin here. Welcome on back to the Retrocade. It's Sunday, and that means it's time for our 10th edition of Suckerpunch Sunday. And I figured because I got through watching the Avengers mini-series on Disney Plus, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, what better way to commemorate that than to play the 1991 Super Nintendo Entertainment System game Captain America and the Avengers. If you've been enjoying the content on the Retrocade so far, best way to show it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, ring the bell to be notified of the latest content. Also follow us on Twitter at @RetroCade. Help spread the word if you can so we can reach our goal of 100 subscribers as soon as possible. That way we can unlock YouTube's customization algorithm. And also, don't miss out on Sports Saturday, where we play a sports-based game from the 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th generation. Yesterday we played FIFA Soccer 95 for the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive. Had a lot of fun with it. We ended up getting into the Premier League a bit, played a couple of matches, had 2 draws and a loss, so I'm at 500 again in that series, but it was nice to be able to get on the pitch and play a little bit to honor the meteoric rise and catastrophic fall of what was the European Super League. And if there's a game you'd like to see us feature from the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Nintendo, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive, SNK, Neo Geo, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, or PlayStation 2, leave it in the comments below. It could be any game you want, and now that we are done with our first time playthrough of Final Fantasy VI for the SNES, we wrapped that up on Friday with episode 60. I will warn you if you watch it, it's a long one. It's 2 hours, but it is finally done and in the can. I'm looking for new games to be able to profile over the next couple of weeks before we do our next deep dive into a title. I've already got that one picked out, but in the meantime, I want to get a bit of a breather and do some smaller playthroughs of some games that we can do in like a day or 2 at most. That way we can get more content up and keep things rolling. So, like I said, we're going to play Captain America vs. the Avengers today, and what I will tell you right now is that this is not an easy game. It's a fun game, but it's a fun game if you're playing with your friends more than anything else. So you have 4 Avengers to choose from. You have Vision, you have Iron Man, you have Captain America, and you have Hawkeye. And obviously, these characters do not look like anything, well, maybe with the one exception of Iron Man. And if you watched WandaVision, then what you remember from your MCU movies. Bear in mind, this game came out 17 years before the original Iron Man hit movie theater screens. So, bearing that in mind, you realize that this is stuff that's pulled straight out of the comics more than what you may see in recent TV shows and recent movies. Not to say it's a bad thing, but a lot changed from 1991 to 2008. And with the most obvious comparison being the current Marvel's The Avengers video game for the PS4, PS5, and current systems, this was as close as we could get back in the early 90s. Now, I discovered this game through an arcade I found after I relocated from my home in New England out to the Pacific Northwest in the Portland area back then, and there's still, I think, 1 or 2 that are still around. Was a arcade franchise called Electric Castle's Wonderland, where you could go in and you could pay $2.50 a pop to get in, and then everything was played on nickels. Now, this game is not very complicated to learn. It is a matter of you have a fight button, and then you have a special skill button where you can do things in Cap's case, like throw his shield. And having his shield is helpful because, like everything else, it will bounce off any surface like a pinball. And as Peter Parker so adequately pointed out in the Avengers Civil War movie, the shield does not obey the laws of physics. Now, unlike most conventional games where you had a life bar, in this game you have a life rating, or you have a life number. And that's that big number up at the top that currently says 30. Each character has different life values, and when that hits 0, you lose your life. Now, playing this game in the arcades was great because you had the option of playing as all 4 characters at once. So it was a true co-op game. Oh, I gotta get a Claw's grip here. So we are fighting Ulysses Claw, who's the guy with the what looks like a satellite dish for his hand, and the Living Laser, who's the guy in green. Alright, and I'll switch to Tony Stark. And obviously Tony has his repulsors. He can fly. But there is no block button in this game. You've got to be able to dodge attacks and not get hit. And that's the only way you're going to stay alive. Alright, so Claw's gone, and now Living Laser is gone. Now, I will also concede that I have not played the new Marvel's Avengers game yet. And to be honest, I'm not that interested in doing so. For two reasons. One, having read the reviews of it and seen the amount of bugs and things that are in it, I'm just not interested. Alright, we'll go back to Cap. Jerk. And there's Quicksilver running through. Giving me a health boost. I will take that. But as long as you can pick guys up in this game, that's what you're really going to need to worry about. Whoops, slight lag. And that is Whirlwind, by the way. But also, from what I've seen of the game, the repetitive nature of the new Avengers is not something I'm interested in. Yeah, you can get a million characters out of it, and you can do different things, but if I'm really honest, the one reason why I'm not interested in playing it either is because of how counterintuitive it is to the actual characters themselves. And I understand why they had to do that, because you can't have the Hulk be the Hulk in a game like that, because the Hulk can go through everything. If you're going to play a game like the Avengers and you have a character as powerful as the Hulk is, then you don't need to play anything else. Because the Hulk can go literally Hulk smash and go ripping through everything. And that's all you need to do. You don't need to have Iron Man utilize anything. You don't need to have Cap in a mission. All you do is you send in Bruce, have him turn into the Hulk, and the Hulk will, if anything, bring the building down with the bad guys in it. Alright, I've almost got him. I gotta stay away from the spinning top here. There we go. Ironically enough, I probably hit him like 12 times there, and the hitbox did not work. And what do? I hit him once with my shield, and that's it. So, we have cleared stage 1. Now, this game was created by Data East, which was a well-known arcade publisher back in the 80s and 90s. They did games I always liked playing, like Ring King. They did Bad Dudes. They did a lot of combat beat-em-up games like this. They're also known for making games that are just mercilessly difficult. Which is why in a title like Captain America, you need to be able to have your buddies playing with you. Also because you don't get continues in this game. Depending on how far you get to, that's it. When you run out of lives, it is truly game over. Alright, I need to pick somebody here. I got 4 seconds. Alright, I'll pick Tony again. There, I just needed him to go away. That was really annoying. Now, in this part of the game, if I had somebody other than Tony who doesn't have the capacity to fly, I'd be riding one of the Avengers sky cycles. Throughout this part of the mission. And all I need to do right now is just survive this section and hope for the best. So I just gotta take this plane down. Oh, but I didn't do it. I survived it, but I didn't take it down. Tony's repulsors, while helpful, are not that powerful. Ooh, the power up. What does that give me? This gives me the Wasp. Which, if you've seen the Ant-Man and Wasp movies, that is who we're talking about here. Although in the original continuity, Janet Pym was a founding member of the Avengers along with her husband Hank, who were kind of secondary characters in the Ant-Man and Wasp movies. Which I also have to concede, I haven't seen yet. They're of the few MCU movies I haven't watched. Everything else I've seen, including Thor 2. Alright, I think we can take this plane out finally. Yeah, we did. Now we just got to get the rest of the way. And we're on our last guy, by the way, so after this, it's going to be a restart if we can't survive it. Or unless we don't get an extra guy. Which, you think about it nowadays, it seems so foreign, the idea of being able to get extra lives in a video game. But you have to remember, this was an arcade port. And because it was an arcade port, that sort of stuff mattered. Being able to make sure you had enough guys to get through an entire game was absolutely critical. Ooh, we got a little bit of a life boost. I'm not entirely sure how. Ah, so I get those little floating stars. That'll build me back up. I don't know if you can see them. They're these little dots. They look like they can blend into the background pretty easily. But I get a little health kick from it, which I suspect I'm most definitely going to need here. I would love to be able to have just one more guy. And the city has been ravaged, as we can clearly tell. So now we're fighting a Sentinel, which seems almost counterintuitive because Sentinels are X-Men villains. They are not Avenger villains. I mean, looks like we're doing okay. Just got to keep whittling it down. Can we get through the stage? We're almost there. Hey, we took it down. But at the same time this game came out in arcades, there was a 4-player X-Men game where you had to fight Sentinels and other things. Uh-oh. Get out of the bear hug. Get out of the bear hug, Tony. Uh-oh. We may not live through this. Nope, that is game over. So we made it halfway through stage 2, and now because there's no continues, we would have to start all the way back over at the beginning of it. But that, in a nutshell, is Captain America and the Avengers, guys. It's a fun game to play, but like I said, it's a challenging game to play. Let's do it this way. So I'll put my name in here. No. Alright, if you're gonna be that difficult, screw it. I don't have... But if you've enjoyed this, best way to show it is to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, ring the bell to be notified of the latest content. Also remember we have Sports Saturday as well during the weekend, and then we'll be going back to be playing some new games starting on Monday. I will tell you right now, the first game we're going to play is we're going to play a Nintendo Entertainment System game that is one of the true gems that I've found in all my years of playing on the NES. It's not a long game, it's not a hard game, but to me it's still a game that I have a lot of fun playing, and it doesn't fit into either a sports venue or a beat-em-up venue. It is more of an action game that, again, I think it warrants being able to play in like a day or two. So, also you can follow us on Twitter at @Retrocade. Help us hit our goal of 100 subscribers as soon as possible. And if there's any game you would like to see us feature from the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Nintendo, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive, SNK, Neo Geo, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, or PlayStation 2, leave it in the comments below or drop me a tweet. As always, my name is Ronin. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Be safe, be well, and we will be back tomorrow. Bye.